Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk about the Leviathan datasheets that have now been released by Games Workshop. We have, of course, on the channel, received a copy of Leviathan as a special gift from Games Workshop to take a look at, and so we'll be getting all of that up. We've got some painting stuff. I've been doing my Blood Drinkers up. The Tyranids are currently being built. It just so happened that we got Leviathan at the same time. We got a bunch of other stuff we had pre-order for, and it sort of put us a little bit behind, but we should get there. We had all the brand new Underworld stuff come out as well, and those are really nice for sort of taking a break. So I was probably halfway through my Space Marine half of the Leviathan and then smashed out the Warbands to take a bit of a break from painting so much red power armor. Before we get into the video proper, I want to say a big thank you to everyone yesterday. There were a bunch of you who wished me happy birthday. Yes, it was my birthday yesterday. I was a nice and old 31 years. But thank you all for the birthday wishes that are received on all the different social media, or indeed in private messages from everyone who watches the channel. But with that said, we're going to go through these data sheets. We're going to talk a little bit about them. Now, we don't have points for them yet, so this must be taken in the context that we don't have points currently. But you do have all the data sheets for free. They do state in this article here that the rest will be coming later in the week. And you can also download the core rules for free, which we did a video on the other day, talking a little bit about what we really enjoyed about our first sort of look, our first sort of playthroughs of these new rules for 40k. And so, let's take a look here. This is the Space Marines. Now, this is the two sides of the data sheet. You can see all the profile up here, and then the war gear options, unit composition, and the ability for the leader. So let's talk a bit about through sort of a character data sheet. First of all, this was one of my big things that I really like. They've had these in Age of Sigmar. It seems that they've taken a lot of ideas from Age of Sigmar in the layout of these, just making them very clear, concise, and easy to digest. And so, standard what you expect, 2+ save, objective count 1, we expect that. T5 is nice on the Terminators, I will say. That is noting the Terminators have gone up, because generally it was only Gravis armor that was toughness 4. Now, you've got your ranged weapons, you've got the combi weapon or storm bolter. Now, there was an interesting thing here with the combi weapon being 1 attack 3s and 4s, but it does have anti-infantry 4+ and devastating wounds. So is it actually better? I think it's really interesting to see sort of how combi weapons will work. We then have, his different melee weapon options: Chain Fist, Power Fist, Relic Weapon, Thunder Hammer, Twin Lightning Cords. So you've got Twin Linked in there with devastating wounds and anti-vehicle 3+. A lot of weapon skill difference, a lot of high strength weaponry, at least strength 5 on the majority of the attacks, and AP -2 with damage 2 on everything except the Twin Lightning Claws, but they'll of course have the Twin Linked rule to sort of make up for that. Now we then go, he's got Deep Strike and Leader, the faction is Oath of Moment. Rights of Battle, once per battle round, 1 unit from your army with this ability can be targeted by a stratagem for 0 command points, even if another unit from your army has already been targeted by that stratagem in this phase. That's pretty cool. I really like Rights of Battle, being able to use a command for 0 CP once per battle on your big sort of leader is really nice. Now, the Imperium Sword, you can reroll charge rolls for this model's unit, is nice. So, obviously that is for units, so you can give out, attaching him to a unit is really nice. Now he has war gear abilities. He has the auxiliary grenade launcher, where he has the grenades keyword, and the relic shield will give him a wounds characteristic of 7 if he does indeed take it. Invulnerable save 4+. We'll then go down to the options. Now, it has been noted that he could totally be equipped with 2 Thunder Hammers. It does nothing, but I totally said, that is such a Space Wolf thing to do. It does nothing for you having 2 Thunder Hammers, but that's not going to stop any Son of Rust taking 2 Thunder Hammers. But all in all, you've got your different weapon options. You can actually take, it does say maximum 1 per option, so you can only take 1 Relic Shield. I was going to say, if it didn't have that little bit there. But then the big thing here is Leader, where Relic Terminator Squad, Terminator Assault Squad, and Terminator Squad are all there, which is really cool. I really do dig this, that he can go in, so he can join a Terminator Squad, give them rerolls to charge. Nice solid bonus. We then have the Librarian in Terminator armor with the Force Weapon Psychic in there, which is going to be cool. We then have his 4 attacks, damage D3 on it. He's got Smite as well that he can use. And he's got the Veil of Time psychic power as well, where while this model is leading a unit, weapons equipped by that unit have a Sustained Hits 1 ability. And speaking of units he can lead, of course, he leads the different Terminator options as well. So you do have an option and a issue here that only one of them will be leading the particular unit of Terminators you get inside the box. The Infernus squad is here. Still can't see the symbol that is on their shoulders. I'm pretty sure it's the heavy support symbol. I'm trying to figure out what exactly that is. If anyone has actually seen the symbol that's denoting, their designation, I would really like to see it because and like to know. I haven't been able to find a picture that shows me exactly what it is while I've been trying to paint up mine. But they have their Pyre Blaster, which ignores cover and torrent. D6 attacks, it auto hits thanks to the turret. Strength 5, no AP, damage 1. And Purge the Fire in Shooting Phase. After shooting a shot, they can effectively force a Battle Shock test. Other than this, no other upgrades. Sternguard Veterans will have some combi weapons in them. They've got Sternguard Heavy Bolters in there. A variety of different weapons. They look pretty solid all in all. Once per battle in your shooting phase after this unit is shot, if one or more enemy units are destroyed as a result of this tax, they can shoot again. This is pretty cool. So you can use them to sort of wipe out a unit that you've sort of mostly damaged. That would be generally how I would work this. You wouldn't try and wipe something out from start to finish with them. You would pick up the scraps of something else that's been shot and then attack a new unit. Then go to the Ballistus Dreadnought. This will be a really interesting one to have a look at, looking at Dreadnoughts and how they sort of are. T10, 12 wounds is really cool. Ballistus Strike, each time this model makes a ranged attack and it's not below half strength, you can reroll the hit. And yeah, he's pretty solid. Even, in combat. 5 attacks, weapon skill 3+, strength 7. No AP, but damage 1, but strength 7. I mean, he'll go kick some, Tyrannid Gaunt or Tau in the face. No war gear option, so it is just this loadout. I fully expect that this will probably change the Ballistus Dreadnought over time. We'll probably see some other weapon loadout options for him. Terminators are really cool. Now, this obviously does include Cyclone missile launchers and the Assault Cannon and Heavy Flamer. Now, you only Leviathan only get the Assault Cannon option. It is not a multi-part kit. So we're assuming the full kit of Terminators will probably give us all these different options, which is nice. I like the frag 2d6 shots, and then the crack missiles are nice as well. Heavy Flamer with torrents and ignores cover. Then you also have the abilities on them, which is Fury of the First is the big one here. Teleport Homer, we sort of, get exactly what it's going to do. It's what it has always done, teleport down onto the battlefield. Fury of the First, each time a model unit makes an attack, you can ignore any or all modifiers to attacks, ballistic skill, or weapon skill characteristic, and or the hit roll. In addition, each time a model unit makes an attack that targets an enemy unit selected for the offered moment, you add 1 to the hit roll. So these guys will shred something that has been offered moment, and they can ignore pretty much all, things on them. Really, really solid unit all round. They've got a bunch of different things they can take. Then we have the Lieutenant Phobos armor. He's a lone operative, so he actually can't join any unit. Now, he's the last survivor, so this is his Leviathan profile. So I'll be interested to see if this sort of changes. I assume it would. But he's pretty interesting. He's very special to the sort of box. And then we have the Apothecary Biologist, who can join all the Gravis armored unit. And it also has a little caveat here where you can attach this model to one of the above units, even if a captain or chapter master model has already been attached. If you do add that bodyguard unit is destroyed, the leader units attached to it become separate units with the original starting strengths. So this is pretty cool. You're going to see, I think, a lot of these secondary characters. Death Guard have a lot of these. I mean, they're all throughout. Warlocks and Eldar, that sort of thing, that are going to be able to join the bigger units and join as, little things. But his big thing is, while this model is leading a unit, weapons equipped by this model in the unit will have lethal hits, which is pretty cool. And then the Vivid Spectrum, if this model unit destroys an enemy unit as a result of a melee attack, until the end of the battle, this model has an objective control characteristic of 9. because he's obviously harvesting data. And he's actually got Objective Control 3, which is pretty sweet. For a character, he's actually, somewhat useful on objective play. I think that really makes him quite interesting. If he can get into a decent unit, get them destroying something, solid. Now we then have the Tyranids. So we've got Ripper Swarms, because you do, as always, on a bunch of the Gaunt Sprues and stuff like that, you get a couple of little Ripper Swarms. Nothing too great here. It does tell you they have Spine Maws in there for the little pistols. While an enemy unit is within engagement in its unit, halve the objective control characteristic of models in that enemy unit, because they're just little chittering horrors that scare people and, make them sort of jump, because otherwise they might lose a toe. So actually a pretty cool rule for Rippers there, like being able to disable your opponent's objective control ability is pretty solid. Of course, the thing that everyone is showing off in the brand new box set is the Screamer Killer. This is the big mad lad, Bioplasmic Scream, D6 plus 3, minus 2, but then the Screamer Killer Talons, Screamer Killer Talons, 10 attacks, weapon skill 3, strength 10, minus 2 AP, damage 3. So solid all round. This thing's going to hit. Psychophage is cool. It still, still hits pretty hard. D6 plus 1 attacks, weapon skill 3 plus, strength 6, minus 1 AP, damage 2. The Biostimulus, while friendly Tyranid unit is within 6 inch, it'll have field pain 6 plus. And each time a model in this unit makes a melee attack that targets the unit below its starting strength, you add 1 to hit roll. And if it's below half strength, you also add 1 to the wound roll, as it's sort of, picking up the last remnants. We then have the Barb Gaunts, my personal favourite unit in the new Tyranid box set. The Bio Cannons here, D6, strength 5, ballistic skill 4 plus. 2 wounds apiece as well. These, like little heavy weapon wielding gaunts. Pretty cool. And then in your shooting phase, after this unit is shot, if an enemy infantry unit was hit by one or more of those attacks made by the unit's biocannons until your opponent's next turn, the enemy unit is disrupted. While the unit is disrupted, subtract 2 from its move and subtract 2 from its advance and charge rolls. So nice utility on them. The base Termagants here, now it does have all the different weapon options on them, which is cool. So we're assuming a full kit will get all the different options. The ones in this particular kit only have the base Flesh Borer. I believe that's the Flesh Borer or the Devour. I think it's the Flesh Borer. Neurotyrant. Now there's a couple of interesting things here. First of all, this model is nowhere near as big as I thought it would be when I built it. And these little things here are actually nodes, the synaptic relays you can put on. It effectively can help sort of spread out a bunch of stuff. But it actually can have bodyguards of Neurotyrants or Tyrant Guards. So the Neurotyrants, Neurogaunts, are the new little gaunts, which are really cool. So the synaptic relays can be used to sort of extend your Tyranid units within 12 inches of this model. In your command phase, you can select up to 2 Tyranid units within 12 inches of this model's unit. And until the start of your next command phase, these units are always going to be considered within synapse range of your army. Psychic Terror. If one or more Neurotyrants from your army are on the battlefield when you unleash the Shadowing Warp, you subtract 1 from Battleshot test for each enemy on the battlefield. And then also Node Lash. When a model in this unit leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you add 1 to hit rolls. If the target is battle shocked, you add 1 to wound rolls as well. Von Ryan's Leapers are pretty cool. 6 attacks, 3, strength 5, minus 1 AP, damage 1. You can target this unit with Heroic Intervention Stratagem for 0 CP. It's pretty cool. Fights first on them as well is really nice. Now the Neurogaunts, these are like the little ones. This unit is within synapse range of your army. It has the synapse keyword. Pretty cool. And so just these little relay things that are completely and utterly controlled by the big tyrants. And then you've got your Winged Tyranid Prime as well, who can join Gargoyles, which is really cool. And both versions of Tyranid Warriors. And yeah, it gives out sustained hits to whatever unit he joins. But that is everything that came out in the Leviathan. I almost keep saying Indominus. Leviathan box set. Pretty cool stuff. What do you think of all of it? I'll be looking forward to being able to share points and stuff soon. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me, we have a Discord server for the channel, and that is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. This is either via Patreon or YouTube members using one of our affiliate links and codes down there like Baron of Dice, Gap Games or Mithras Games, or by supporting us directly on Patreon or YouTube members. If you'd like to do any of those, we have links for that all in the description. And as a special thank you to our Patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Soren, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallers, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold and Andy C. And our YouTube members, Greenrich Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.